everybody, it's Kelly, and today is Sunday, and we are finishing up part 2 of the prayer flags that I started yesterday. So I have my mom every third weekend. I went to get her yesterday, and we kind of had a nice quiet night and watched, my mom watched Mary Higgins Clark movies, and I stitched, and I got my my hope done for the prayer flag today. So there it is. If you look really close and match it up to the pattern that I got as a free download from Hello from Liz Matthews, you will see that I made a lot of mistakes over on this side. It's probably because my mom and I were watching TV and drinking wine, and I didn't rip anything out. I just kept going. So it might not line up perfectly, but it is what it is, and I think it's beautiful. So we'll talk about that a little bit more because we're going to go forward in finishing up the flag, and I'll show you everything I have set aside for that. Just to back up a little bit, because again, I got so many nice comments because stitchers are the best people. For sure. And if I haven't responded to your comment, I will. I see it right away and it touches me, and I want to respond in a really thoughtful way. And my mom's here, so I didn't want to take time to do that while my mom was here. So I just want to thank you again, and we are going to go ahead. So after we talked about the prayer flags yesterday, I did go on Pinterest last night and put in prayer flags. I don't know why I never thought about this before. There's a whole world out there that's unbelievable. So if you go to Pinterest, I started a whole new board of just prayer flags, and there are so many different kinds, and I have so many ideas. So that's where my mind just starts going bing, 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 bing. And so this won't be the first time that we're going to do a prayer flag. I know that for sure. So I picked this one as my first one because, as I told you yesterday, I had downloaded the free pattern, which is so cute. I had gotten the floss from the Thread Gatherer, and I guess because it's going to be February and it reminded me of hearts and love, and I have my red hutch that I want to put this on, it all just fit together. I know a lot of people pick words now for the year, you know, their word of the year. I also think that it would be cool to do that and have your word of the year on here, which to me, if you're picking a word and that's what you're striving for, that in itself is a prayer. So, okay, we are going to go ahead. Again, I'm not sure which route I want to take doing this. So this is actually my 12th episode, part 2. I have decided that if I'm doing cross stitch or embroidery, it's still gonna be one of my episodes, but I'm gonna actually call it a Flosstube. So today is episode 12, part 2, prayer flags, and I'm gonna tag a little Flosstube on there because we're doing some cross stitch today. So in that vein, maybe before we jump into the actual prayer flag, I think I kind of told you guys or maybe I didn't. I did, but I deleted it. When I was little, I did the yo-yos, and my gram taught me to crochet, and then she helped me with my first quilt when I got married. And then there was a whole process of how I got to that point. But when I was pregnant with Paige is when I really started cross stitching, and I'll jump back some other day and show that stuff again, but cross stitching is kind of where my heart lays. I cross stitched for quite a while, and then I really liked working on linen, and then I couldn't see anymore. And I started quilting after my gram died to carry on the tradition of having Afghans and Christmas stockings. Well, I didn't crochet, but I decided I was going to quilt and make family members quilts and do Christmas stockings. So I've been doing that for the last 10, 15 years. And here and there, I've been kind of itching to get back to cross stitch. and every time I just gave up because I couldn't see. So in watching Flosstube and seeing what everybody else was using and magnifiers and lights, and I thought, well, I'm an optician, I can get good sewing glasses and all these things. I've hopped back on the bandwagon for cross stitching, and it just felt like coming home to me for cross stitching. I think the thing with cross stitches, because it is, you know, it takes a lot of time, and I am a process stitcher. I love the process, but I also love immediate gratification, which you don't get with cross stitch unless you're working on something small. So going into it this year, I have seen so many samplers out there that just really spoke to me, and I thought, okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick one that I'm going to work on this year, and then throughout the year, I'll scatter in some smaller projects to get that instant gratification. So in kind of laughing at myself because I found so many samplers, I'm just going to share with you because I've already committed myself to 2 of them. There's another one that I really want to do now. So, but I do know I have to pace myself. I have ordered a lap embroidery hoop, and I will show you this in watching Lori from Not Forgotten Farm and all her primitive stitching. She showed this tin stand. It's like an easel from Hobby Lobby, and what a great idea she had to use this for her patterns. I actually have my needle keeper there. While I'm stitching, I put my little beeswax here and my scissors, and I just kind of flip my floss right over my cute needle minder, and that I can just carry it everywhere because it folds down. So I've been taking it to work. I take it from room to room wherever I feel like I'm gonna sit and stitch. And so I got that. I'm building up supplies and building up everything I need. But for right now, the very first sampler I signed up for, watching Jean Farish, who I absolutely love, Jean Farish Needleworks. I'm trying to make this bigger so you can see it. This isn't a good picture of it, but it's Roxana Corson. Oh, shoot. Because of my window there. Roxana Corson. So I signed up for that one. It starts March 1st. I know she was kidding it, and it's sold out, I believe. If you watch her YouTube channel or go to her Etsy, I think you can get the information. But I did sign up for just the chart, and she is changing the colors in it. I probably won't do any of the colors. But I chose this one, obviously, because Roxana, and you know how I talk about my rocks. I'm going to read to you, if you care, if I can get it big enough to see it. This is the, oh, here's a better picture on Jean's Etsy shop. Let me spin it around so you can see. There. So what is on here? Jean is calling it Roxy. And it says on there, when I am dead and in my grave and all my bones are rotten, when this you see, remember me, or I shall be forgotten. So I know there's a lot of debate, and I'm hearing a lot of cross-stitchers and pattern designers who chart the old samplers say that it's okay to put your own initials and change things up. That, to me, is kind of dreary. In that spot, I know I'm going to say this wrong. I did a pillow for Rox with her favorite scripture on it, and I put Psalms. I can't even remember which one it was now. And I was so proud of it and was so excited to get to her, and it wasn't her. The numbers were right, but her favorite scripture was Proverbs. So I'm going to nail down which one for sure it is, and I think I'm going to put her favorite scripture in there. If I get it done and I love it so much that I want to keep it on my wall, I might keep it. If she loves it and has to have it, then of course I'll give it to her, and maybe she'll bequeath it back to me when she is dead and in her grave and all her bones are rotten. That was a joke. Anyway, that one. Okay. Then Becky from Lucy Beam. I saw her on Facebook and Instagram, and I was just drawn to her because of her humor and her designs. But she put this one out there that I already downloaded the chart. I have it ready to start, but I had to get, it's the Though He Seemeth Sleeping, this one. So I'm going to start that one there. It's the very first one I'm going to start, and hopefully get that one done, and then I'll be able to work on Roxy as well. So the one that I did from today, I just want to share with you. Hello from Liz Matthews. I think she's Kathy Barrick's daughter, which I love Kathy's patterns as well. But I did sign up for Liz's newsletter and to get that free download for the Hope that I did. So that is so generous. The thing about getting free stuff like that from the designers is you want to support them and you get excited, and then you start looking at all their other things and you want everything, and that is no lie. So okay, I'm gonna put you down here so you can see what we're gonna do today, and I hope everything is in a place where you can see it well. You really don't need to see all this stuff on my coffee table. So, okay. I don't remember what, this was linen that I had laying around left over from, I mean, it's probably been 15 years since I cross-stitched. And I can say this, it's like riding a bike. I just got right back on. This was a piece that I had. I think it appears to be like a 30 or 32 count linen. I had started something else on this. It's kind of a beigey. So I don't know what it is. If you guys know and somebody thinks they recognize what it looks like, that would be great if you wanted to leave a comment. But in doing the prayer flag, it's not going to be more the, I'm so used to quilting and doing art quilts, but it's not going to be that. It is truly going to be a flag. I went out and I have, or we have, I should say. Oh, by the way, I forgot Jim's words of wisdom. Jim's, I'll talk to you. Jim's words of wisdom. He's fine. He had some like heart things that he had to do. And so he has to watch his cholesterol, and we're changing our diets. Years and years ago, are you guys familiar with Dr. Davis from Wheat Belly? Well, he's, I think he's still in Milwaukee. Anyway, he was one of Jim's doctors years and years ago. He was handing out his ideas for Wheat Belly, but he was just handing them out. It wasn't a book or a real thing yet. And so Jim has the original printouts from Dr. Davis, which I think is cool. But so anyway, Jim's words of wisdom are, don't eat wheat and flour. Don't eat wheat and flour. Okay, I'm sure he realizes that that includes cookies, banana bread, sweet potato pie, pasta, all the things that we love. So we're gonna give it a shot. Once he's determined, I'm kind of wishy-washy. Like I'll go, oh, I really want a bite of that muffin. But once he puts to it, Wednesday nights are our pizza nights. He's Nick's pizza night. It's not even happening anymore unless I can come up with like a cauliflower recipe. And I know there's a lot of frozen stuff out there, but okay, so Jim's words of wisdom. Let's get back to the prayer flag. So I went out in the yard and I got these red twig branches off of our, out of our yard. I took two because I wasn't sure how big I wanted it. My idea is that, okay, let's back up a little bit. I left this long because I really do kind of want it to be a flag. And is it Robin Hill Quilts? I hope you guys don't care if I say your names or your Instagram. If you do, let me know so that I don't say it. oh gosh, I keep wanting to call her Robin. Don't you do that? She sent me the nicest email, and I'm gonna look. Is it Elaine or Eileen? I'm so sorry. I'm gonna look you. I need to get it straight because I want to keep calling you Robin. Anyway, she has prayer flags that she said she already had vintage prayer flags, and she is going to hang them outside in the winter. That's what she told me from yesterday. So you guys are inspiring me, and I thought, you know what, at the end of this, when we get this done, I am going to hang mine on my red hutch, but I am also going to hang it outside. It snowed last night. It's beautiful out, and I'll get a picture of that for you. So anyway, I left it long because I do want it to actually kind of, you know, be long and like flag-like. It probably won't be this long, but I wanted to be able to, you know, decide what I was going to do. So this backing fabric, I absolutely love. It's a K-Facet. I've had it for years and years and years. It smelled musty from being in my basement and going through so many moves and being packed away. I washed it and have been put it right in front of me, so I would be determined to use it on something. So this is going to be it. It's going to be the back of this. So what I'm going to do, this is my plan. So I will probably tell you and then take a break and go sew a little bit and come back so that the video isn't too long. But what I'm going to plan to do is sew them right sides together, you know, all the way around. I am going to actually cut a chunk of this and lay it down. I'll show you when I get to that point. I'm going to sew it into a little kind of pocket, turn it back inside out. This is going to go over my branch to hold it on. And I went through my big tray basket and picked a bunch of old buttons. This one is the best one that I found. I wish it was bigger so that I could put it in the middle, but I had to find a bigger one to put in the middle. And then these that have the original thread in them, I hate to take that thread out. So, you know, to do it like the purest way would be to sew these on. I'm not going to do that because it's just going to be a prayer flag that we're not doing anything. I'm not going to say it's not special, but it isn't like something that we're entering into some contest for anything. So, you know, my liquid stitch glue is what we're going to use here. And then what the plan is to have this long piece that we're going to stitch in here. Once I open it up and let it fall, I just want to cut it and rip it so that it's in long pieces. I did talk about doing the little flag ends with yo-yos, and of course I changed my mind. The ribbon that I'm going to use, if you guys can hear that noise, Jim is brushing snow off of the roof. At least I don't have to go up and do it. Oh, he's over our head now. It's getting louder. Okay, this is what I want you guys to see. Not only the, okay, focus in on the variegation in that silk floss. And then look at these colors in that hand-dyed silk floss. Of course, the thread gatherer. This color I'm not using, but just to show you how it comes. So all of this, well, not all of it, like the red. One, like yardage and yardage. What is that? Like a yard and a half. I don't know for sure how they come. Oh, this says 4 yards, 2 strands. That must be how it comes. It says it right on the back. Anyway, they have an Etsy shop, and they are out of Boise, Idaho. And I really do love everything they have. I lived in Boise, Idaho. My daughter is still there with my grandkids, just to throw in there. I haven't seen them for over a year. When I do get to Boise, not only visiting them, I have at the very beginning said I had some friends that we'll do some chit chats with, and I plan on visiting the Thread Gather and kind of doing a little snippet on why I love them and their products so much. So anyway, there's a reason I talk about them all the time and use their product. So I think I'm going to combine these two somehow to tie around the branch, and that is the plan. So now that we have a visual of it, it's time to implement it and make it happen. So I'm going to take a little break just to kind of cut things into size and shape. When I put it together to sew it, especially on this bottom piece, I will do that with you so you can see what I'm talking about. And yeah, let's take a break. Go get coffee, or, well, I'm going to get coffee. Maybe even a little chocolate. Okay, I'll be back in a little bit. So I'll show you guys what I have ready. I kind of crack myself up a little bit because I get an idea, and before even really trying it first, I just think if I'm going to try it, I'll just do it with you guys. Kind of like if I have company, I want to try a new recipe, I don't try it first. I just make it when they come, and then if it turns out it doesn't, if it doesn't, it doesn't. So that's what I'm doing here. I'll show you what I'm doing. So we're kind of figuring this out together. So my idea was that here is, so I don't know how, okay, let's do it this way. I cut this down. I forgot now. And I don't have my nice little ruler. Okay, I cut this down. You know, if you happen to do the same pattern, if you don't, whatever you do is going to work. Okay, so this is 7 inches wide by, you know, about 15, okay? So 7 by 15. And this piece that I cut then is as wide, and then I did it, it's about 6.5 almost. So I did that and I sewed it on. This is going to be the part that we're just going to shred. There's even a little shred part there that's already started. It's just that one piece that's going to be hanging down. This one, I cut the same size as the actual cross stitch part. And I am going to sew this on. And I'm going to leave it open. I think it will be easier to sew down on 3 sides, down this side, across the bottom, I think. Yeah, I don't want to mess with that. And then up, leaving this open on the top. So then when we turn it inside out, is that going to work, you guys? No, I think I have to leave the bottom open. I think I have to leave the bottom open. Okay, I'm going to go work on this, and then I'll come back and show you exactly what I did. Okay?